This is the video tutorial for the Happy Days Claire tote bag. And this is what you'll need. Fabric for the main bag and some webbing. Take one piece of your main fabric. If you are using directional fabric, as I am, make sure it's going the right way because this will be the top of your bag. So I'm ensuring that my petals are all going the right way. Turn your fabric over so you're looking at the back of your fabric, and using this top edge, measure 1 centimetre and fold over and press. I've turned over 1 centimetre and pressed, and now I'm going to turn over 3 centimetres and press. I've turned over 3 centimetres and pressed, and I've added a few pins. To attach the handles, the first thing you need to do is measure 5 centimetres from this edge and draw a line. And do the same for this side. Measure 5 centimetres in and draw a line. Take one of your handles and place this edge on this line. I've actually zigzagged the bottom of my webbing to stop it fraying. You might like to do the same. When you're happy with your handle in the correct position, add a pin. I've added a pin and I've made sure that the edge is straight along that line and the bottom is along the bottom fold. Now take the other end of your strap and place this edge along this line, just as we did before. Make sure it lines up neatly at the side and across at the bottom, and then add a pin. I've added a pin, and make sure that your handles aren't twisted. Now repeat the whole of the process for the other piece. I've added my handles to the other piece of fabric. So I've got 2 pieces of fabric now, all folded over with the handles in place. It's worth checking before you start sewing now that this distance and this distance, this distance and this distance are all the same, because it is easy to clip them in the wrong place. Now we're going to take it over the sewing machine and sewing 1/4 inch up from this folded edge. Sew carefully all along. It's a bit bumpy when you're going over the handles, so take your time. We sew to the end, and then exactly the same, 1/4 inch from the folded edge, sew all along the top, over the strap to the end, and repeat for the other piece of fabric. I've sewn all along the bottom and along the top. This will secure the handle in place. I've used black cotton so you can clearly see where I've sewn, and I've done the same for the other piece. Now we're going to join everything together. Place one of your fabric pieces right sides up, so you're looking at the pretty side, and take your other piece and place it right sides together on top, so pretty side to pretty side. Line up all the sides and the bottom edge, and when you're happy with it all, add some pins. I've added my pins and now I'm going to take it over the sewing machine and use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, starting at the top, sew all the way down, stop, on the bottom, and stop, and then back up to the top and stop. It may help to add a few more pins, as I've done, just to keep everything together while we're sewing. I've sewn all the way down to one side, across the bottom, and then back up the top. And once again I've used dark cotton so it shows up for you. And I've snipped carefully each corner for a much nicer finish when we turn it. And now we're going to zigzag all along, close to the edge, and this will stop any fraying. I've zigzagged all the way down. You may even have an overlocking stitch on your machine if you check your book, but I've just used a normal everyday zigzag stitch. And now I'm going to turn it the right way out. I've turned it the right way out and I've also pressed it, and that's your Happy Days Claire tote all finished.